The Amazon route. Green tourism is conservation. A unique trip, a reunion with nature, with the living cultures that inhabit the Amazon rainforests of Ecuador. A glimpse of the flora, fauna, and abundant biodiversity. This is what is included in the tourism packages offered by REST, Red Solidaria de Turismo de la Ribera del Rio Napo. This adventure takes place in the province of Orellana, in the northeast of Ecuador, near the Peruvian border in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. Here, communities belonging to the Quechua culture have been prepared and trained to offer tourists a complete experience of sustainable community tourism. Navigating the Napo River, one may discover the local culture and lush nature at each stopover site. The tour is designed so that the tourist chooses which sites they would like to visit. The complete route begins at Puerto Francisco de Orellana, traditionally known as El Coca, capital of the province. This unforgettable journey can include visits to Samona Yuturi, Chiru Isla, Sinchi Chictacari, San Vicente, Boca Tiputini, Llanchama, Santa Rosa, Puerto Miranda, Alta Florencia, Santa Teresita, Zancudo Cocha, Nuevo Rocafuerte, and Fronteras del Ecuador in the southeast boundary of the Yasuní National Park, at the northeast boundary of the Cuyabeno Wildlife Reserve. The tourist can select a total of 13 different destinations, all of which will leave a lifelong impression. There are unique activities at every stop. It's another way of life, another world, another sun. And all those who visit these communities not only will see paradise, but, above all, will assist in its conservation. Yasuní National Park is one of the largest biodiversity preserves on the planet. The park contains more than 150 species of amphibians, 500 species of birds, and in a single hectare, more than 100,000 species of insects and more species of trees than in all North America. This place, called Yasuní, located in the Agua Rico County in the province of Orellana, is inhabited by primarily Quechua communities. The Napo River marks the route to reach them, and hence, access to the world that they allow us to experience. The people who live there know that fortunately, they are not immune to cultural changes, and this is positive. They are also aware of the importance of the natural resources that exist in Yasuní, and in order to prevent the irreparable damage this fragile ecosystem could suffer from increased demand for these resources, they have opted for sustainable community tourism. This unique experience is directed by the communities themselves. The goal of community tourism is that the community members provide these services, manage the activities, and receive the profits from them. These touristic activities have the potential to become one of the most important development sources in the area. In order to achieve this goal, the communities have participated in training programs which have helped them generate tourism offerings, develop infrastructure for the comfort of the visitors, and prepare local guides and staff chosen from the community who are specialized in providing a warm hosting service. Due to these efforts, the visitors will feel at home, will get to know the local inhabitants and their culture, and through them, nature and her secrets. The Quichuas, or the Napo Runas, are the largest group of people who inhabit the Amazon. Their language is Runashimi, meaning the people's language. This language possibly originated from the Quechua peoples of the Ecuadorian highlands, but has its own characteristics. This community is friendly and open to visitors. Their culture is broad, full of myths and legends, rich in musical expression, gastronomy, and crafts. When you visit these various communities, you can meet the people and watch local cultural performances, such as shamanism, colorful dances, handmade crafts, and demonstrations of the ancestral forms of hunting, all of which constitute a beautiful universe and a way of life to discover. When the visitors arrive in Alta Florencia, Santa Teresita, and other communities, they will receive as a welcome gift the traditional indigenous drink, chicha, and they will also see how it is prepared. This drink, made from yuca and other spices, resembles yogurt. It is served by the women of the community at all social events. The preparation of chicha and its consumption constitute a ceremony that the visitor can be part of. Shamanism is one of the deepest expressions of local culture. The shaman, or yachag, is the community doctor. Their training lasts several years, almost a lifetime, after which they will be able to cure people of diseases or sicknesses caused by evil spirits. With the help of ayahuasca, a mythical indigenous beverage, the shaman alone can observe the spirits of the rainforest and converse with them. In a ritual called the limpia, the shaman frees the body and the spirit from bad air and possible diseases. All of this constitutes the cultural space that the visitors can be part of, the framework, nature, and in her, medicinal plants that have been used since the ancient times by the people. Nature is an integral part of the local culture, and we can enjoy the rainforest by getting to know the people who inhabit it. This is the adventure. This is the world that the communities open to the tourist. Once in the rainforest, the visitor will be able to enjoy walks along trails accompanied by native guides. These guides will show the tourist the vegetation, the amazing and sometimes strange insects, the butterflies, ants, birds, and perhaps even a hidden alligator. All with the security provided by a local guide and enough water to quench thirst. The forest is magical. The trees protect one from the intense sun, and the walk is a refreshing experience. There are various trails for those who prefer longer or shorter trips, making the experience adaptable to the tourist's needs and expectations. The visitor will not forget the experience in Chinchichita, otherwise known as the Island of the Monkeys. During this trip, the visitor can closely observe the life of the Chorongo and Leoncillo monkeys. At the same time, one can see an infinity of butterflies and the local flora. In Samona Yuturi, one can observe alligators in a similar fashion. Another location the tourist can visit is the celestial Sankudo-Cocha Lagoon. Here, one can travel in canoes guided by native navigation experts. First of all, the visitor will sail through a magical canal about 4 meters wide, where one can observe trees and vegetation full of birds. After traveling for about 30 minutes, the visitor will see the splendor of the Sankudo-Cocha Lagoon. The lagoon is 4 kilometers long, and it gives the illusion that the water and the sky are one. After the trip, the visitors can rest on the banks of the lagoon at the Iripari Lodge. Here they can meet the people of the Sankudo-Cocha community and admire the beautiful landscapes that surround the area. Yasuni National Park is another place that awaits the visitor. The trip begins at Nuevo Rocafuerte and continues down the Napo River. From here, one can observe the Ecuadorian military camps guarding the border on one side of the river, and on the other, the Peruvian forces guarding their own border in a peaceful and friendly coexistence. The entrance to the park is on the Yasuni River, a narrower river than the Napo River. From its banks, one can observe trees reaching over 40 meters in height, the tops of which are full of birds. On the banks and on the logs that emerge from the river, one can see small turtles resting peacefully. The river flows into the Hatuncocha Lagoon, which is also called the Lagoon of Mirrors. This splendid lagoon is 6 kilometers long, and with a little luck, one might see pink dolphins in its waters. The adventure culminates with a walk through one of the most biodiverse rainforests on the planet. The experience of community tourism is enjoyable because the tourist has access to basic services that ensure a pleasant stay. The Napo River is the route that is used to move from one community to another the majority of the time. The project has all the necessary motorboats and expert navigators to travel on the Napo River. Thus, during the tour, the hours spent on the river will be pleasant and enjoyable. By traveling in secure boats and using life jackets, the Napo River will be displayed in all its glory. The visitors will see a magnificent river that is big and powerful, but the river is also quiet and friendly for sailing. Sometimes, when the river is low, the boat can get stuck for a while, but thanks to the talented navigators, all these problems are solved. The navigators are the best from the area, and they know how to manage these kinds of situations so that the tourists can calmly enjoy the fresh air, the warm weather, and the beautiful scenery. Once on land, the different communities and sites have adequate facilities for a peaceful break and lodgings for the night. These beautiful places are built by members of the community and are based on cultural and ancestral architecture. There are small typical restaurants that serve food and provide bathrooms and places to camp. It's a rainforest experience with the tranquility and security that is needed. The urban area, Nuevo Rocafuerte, located near the Peruvian border, has a hotel with comfortable rooms and all the basic services, including electricity, water, and telephones. This is the central hub from where all the tours depart. The visitors can spend the night here if they don't wish to sleep in the communities. The Quechua are an ethnic group that has been exploited and has suffered for a long time, even after the middle of the 20th century. Their culture has almost disappeared, but now they are concerned with keeping it alive and strengthening it. Community tourism helps achieve these goals. A green paradise, a new and opened culture. Images are not sufficient. This is an experience that must be felt and lived. The Quechua communities are ready and eagerly await their guests. The prophets will help develop their communities. The route through the Amazon, a new world to be discovered, and a world that must be preserved. This is the mission of sustainable community tourism. For more information, contact